What's going on, Giants fans? You're tuned in to New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. We're going to take some questions from subscribers. This video was recorded immediately after the New York Football Giants and Saquon Barkley were unable to get an agreement done on a long-term deal. If we not get to your question today, that means you're not subscribed. So change that. Hit that big red sub button and sub for Giants Dubs. Lumbagus, $5 super chat says, everyone's blaming Daniel Jones's deal is not thinking. Just because you can overpay a running back doesn't mean you should. QB is more important. Also, his deal is $19 million cap hit. That's just for the first season. But I do agree with you, Lumbagus. Why do people believe that the Giants, who were unable to get a deal done on July 17th, were going to be able to get it done back in April? They had 8 extra months. 6-7 extra months to get a deal done. If they weren't able to get it done in September, July, whatever frickin' month it is, why would they have been able to get it done in April? The Giants signed a couple of players after Daniel Jones signed his contract. It makes no sense. You're just blaming Daniel Jones because you're a Daniel Jones hater, and that's fine. You don't have to love Daniel Jones. But I think you should be more educated. There is no correlation to Saquon Barkley not getting a deal done and Daniel Jones getting a deal done. There is no correlation. It makes no sense. Because I'll tell you this much. If you franchise tag Daniel Jones, he would have had a hard cap hit of $37 million, which means that would have been $18 million more than his cap hit this year, which means the Giants would have actually had less money in salary cap space to sign Saquon Barkley. So if you believe that Barkley was unable to get to a deal done because of Daniel Jones, stop being an idiot. Tato Bang coming in with a question. What's up, Brody? He says, does Eric Gray step up to running back number 1 and have a decent season? If Saquon Barkley is serious about sitting out games and not wanting to play for the New York Football Giants, and he's willing to sacrifice a year of his prime, then, yeah, they're going to need Eric Gray to step up. They're going to need Matt Breida to step up. And I also think if the Giants know that Saquon Barkley is not going to show up to camp and not going to play this season, they may go sign another running back. Maybe that's Dalvin Cook. Maybe that's Ezekiel Elliott. I would not be shocked if the Giants sign another running back if they know that Saquon Barkley is not going to suit up this year. Brian Brown coming in with the question, if Saquon potentially doesn't play the first few weeks, how will that affect us? A lot. It'll affect us a whole lot. He was huge for the Giants in week 1 against the Tennessee Titans this past year. He's huge for this Giants offense all season long. This offense gets rolling based off of Saquon Barkley's production because you don't have to put as many people in the box if you're not trying to stop Saquon Barkley. You're trying to stop Eric Gray or Matt Breida, you don't have to bring that extra safety down below into the box, which means you could put him into coverage, put an extra man on Darren Waller. The Giants are not as good of a football team without Saquon Barkley. They got worse today because there's a chance Saquon Barkley may not play. We will be in trouble the first couple of weeks. And if you've looked at that schedule, it's not easy in those first couple of weeks. I'll ask you this question. Will this be Saquon Barkley's last year with the New York Football Giants? I think there's a strong possibility after the way things transpired on Monday with a deal not getting done that this may be his last year with Big Blue. They can obviously franchise tag him next year, but who's to say he's going to play on that? Who's to say he's going to play this year? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know. Will this be Barkley's last year wearing the Big Blue? Gilly says, how much is it costing him to sit out training camp? Isn't there fines? So there's 2 ways Saquon Barkley could go. He could sign that franchise tag and sit out practice and games, and that'll cost him money. If he doesn't sign that franchise tag, he will not be fined any money because he is technically not under contract, but still under team control. This is, I think, important to know for everybody watching this video or interested in the Barkley situation. A player who holds out during training camp, which opens in July, can be fined $50,000 per day if under contract, which is up from $30,000 under the previous CBA. The previous CBA also allowed teams to forgive accumulated fines once a deal was reached, which means Barkley, if he signed that franchise tag and then skipped training camp but showed up for the preseason and said he was going to play and be all in, the Giants could have waived those fines. That is no longer a deal, which it says no longer an option unless the absent player is a rookie contract. Instead of going on a holdout, players can also hold in. It's essentially a collective bargaining agreement loophole. As a hold-in, the player shows up at training camp on time, but does not take part in team activities until his contract dispute is settled. The player avoids daily fines for unexcused absences and simply refuses to work. So Saquon Barkley could sign that franchise tag, make sure he's going to get paid $10.09 million, and then hold in and not be fined at all. Either way it goes, it is going to be a messy, messy couple of weeks until we get to the preseason. Not a good situation for the Giants to be in right now. Nico says, can the Giants still negotiate with Saquon after next season, even though he is on his franchise tag? I don't know how that works. All good. So the Giants cannot negotiate with Saquon Barkley on a long-term deal until the day after their season ends. So if they win the Super Bowl, it'd be the day after the Super Bowl. If they lose in the first round of the playoffs, it wouldn't be until a day after that. So from now until the end of the Giants season, they cannot negotiate with Barkley on a long-term deal. He is either A, going to sign that franchise tag and play, B, not sign that franchise tag and sit out, or C, sign the tag, do a hold-in, and maybe miss a couple of games. He has until week 8, though, in the regular season to sign that franchise tag. He may sit out the first 7 games, then come play the second half of the season. A lot of stuff is on the table right now. If we get any more news, rumors, updates, or information on Saquon Barkley and the current situation he is in right now with the Giants, we are going to get you guys a video. For Giants news, rumors, and fan-led mailbags all year long, hit that sub button, sub for Giants Dubs, and become one of us. Tato Bang back again says, do you think we offer Thomas and McKinney both at the end of this year? Yeah, I do. I wouldn't be shocked if you sign Andrew Thomas to a deal before this year's over. I thought the same could have been for Xavier McKinney, but after the Mexico incident and breaking his hand, I think they're going to have to get a healthy season out of him. But I would not be shocked if Andrew Thomas signs a deal prior to the year, but definitely after. The Metro Kids, $2 super chat. We appreciate it, boss. Our offensive schemes with new wide receivers are screwed without Saquon. Yeah. I mean, this team is built off Saquon Barkley. You don't have Barkley, you have the crop of receivers you have right now, you could be in a little bit of trouble. Throwing Shade says, do we know the final offer? At this current moment, we do not. As we sit here, we do not know the current offer for Saquon Barkley that was offered by Joe Schoen. Man, this stinks. Ambassador, another $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. Barry Sanders is the GOAT. Saquon Barkley is the closest we've seen to him. It's outrageous the Giants didn't get it done. SMH, I think he's gone. I want to puke. Not ideal. Not ideal. Not ideal. As always, I just want to say thank you guys, and I appreciate you for tuning in to New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. Give me a follow over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. And if we get any more information on Barkley and the Giants, you'll know by following me on Twitter.